Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV, backed for the season by Ladbrokes, where you can boost your odds. More of that later on in the show. Terms and conditions in the video description. I am here to give you my starting 11 prediction, what I think Jurgen Klopp is going to do to face Stoke at the Britannia Stadium on Wednesday evening. So I'm going to start with the goalkeeper. Simon Mignolet, I think, will start in net. Then I think Trent Alexander-Arnold's going to be coming back in at right back. I think the centre-back partnership will be Joel Matip, and if he is indeed fit, I think it's going to be Dexy Lovren partnered next to him, and Alberto Moreno at left-back. Now, the reason I've gone for Dejan Lovren over Ragnar Klavan is because I expect Stoke to change it up, probably start Peter Crouch up front, and if that's the case, I do think Lovren's better in the air than Ragnar Klavan, so I expect him to come back in. In the centre midfield, I think Emre Can's going to start this game in the 6. And then partnering him, I'm going to go Adam Lallana and Gini Wijnaldum is the other midfielder in the centre of the park there. Now, I think Mo Salah's going to be rested in this game. As such, I'm going to move Sadio Mane to the right wing. I'm going to go for Roberto Firmino up top, and then I'm going to go Phil Coutinho over on that left-hand side there. It's interesting for me, this, because, you know, we've seen Phil Coutinho switch between that left-hand side of midfield and the left-centre midfield role. I like the idea of kind of going back to what we saw last season with Sadio Mane on the right-hand side, Coutinho on the left, Roberto Firmino up top. And one of the reasons is I think Mo Salah is going to need some rest at some point during this run of fixtures. Feels like this could be one of those games. And, you know, the way that our side's been playing and that goal-scoring winger, as it were, coming from the right-hand side, I expect Sadio Mane to just flip back over to the right-hand side, probably pick up a goal in this game. You know, we've not seen as many goals from Sadio this season as we saw during the course of last season. He's still playing well. You know, he's had the interruptions with the red cards and the injuries and all that type of stuff. That's the side that I think. Let me know yours in the comment section below. I am going to get into the comments right now, but before I do, I am going to pick my first goal scorer, and because Mo Salah isn't in my starting 11, it's not going to be Mo Salah. It is actually going to be Sadio Mane. Now, he was 9-2. I've just boosted the odds right before we went live, so at time of filming, these odds are correct. He was 9-2. I've boosted my odds, which means you get like a point, maybe 2 points sometimes extra. So it's now gone to 19-4. If you fancy Sadio Mane, first goal scorer like I do, 19-4, don't forget to click that odds boost. You have to log in on Ladbrokes to do that. Terms and conditions, obviously, in the video description below. If you go through there, you'll be taken over to Ladbrokes, and then you can get your odds boost once you've signed in and stuff. So there we go. I'm going to get into the comments section now. I noticed one really early on from 2dub_16. It said top 4 gone, question mark. And I don't think it is. Listen, they're not playing as great football as I want. We've had a couple of disappointing results over the last week, drawing against Sevilla, drawing against Chelsea. But in isolation, you can draw these games of football. A big away game in the Champions League, yeah, draw. And Chelsea at home, you know, we should be getting used to draws at Chelsea at home. It's the 4th one on the bounce. They're a good side. For me, probably one of the most well-equipped sides to actually challenge Manchester City this season. They're in 3rd place. They're 3 points ahead of us. You know, all right, we're not in the top 4 right now, but 3 points behind 3rd place, 13 games, so what, a third of the season, pretty much, just over a third of the season. Of course, we're still in the hunt for top 4, so there we go. Portsy111 said Gomez should be centre-back and partner Matip. You know what, I was toying with this idea, and, you know, the more I've seen Liverpool playing, the more I've seen Joe Gomez, it strengthens my resolve that I want to see Gomez as a centre-back at this football club. Now, the reasons that I've given over the last few weeks for why you wouldn't play Joe Gomez centre-half are generally centred around Trent Alexander-Arnold and him not being ready to play week in, 2 games a week at right-back. But all that being said, of course, I want to see Joe Gomez, and I completely agree with you, mate. I do want to see Joe Gomez in at centre-half, and whether we'll see him as one of a 2, or maybe, like we saw at the end of the Chelsea game, as one of a 3-man centre-back partnership, who knows? But I do think his future at Liverpool will be at centre-half. Anish G, isn't this the ideal game for Robertson to get a chance? I understand people's frustrations with Andy Robertson not getting game time at the moment. Like, he was on the bench at the weekend for the first time in ages, so he's clearly not totally forgotten. He's clearly not totally out of Jurgen Klopp's mind. But Alberto Moreno, bar the Sevilla game, has been outstanding this season, and he doesn't look like a player who's tiring to me. You know, we saw last season Nathaniel Clyne and James Milner at fullbacks almost played every single game. So there are positions on the football field where you can play every single game if you're fit enough. Now, I wouldn't have said those were fullbacks, because fullback just seems to be one of the hardest places to play now, because you do have to get up and down the wing so much during the game. You have to be super fit to play as a fullback. But he doesn't look like he's tired to me. And you know what, bar that one really poor performance, he's been dead good this season. So I won't be disappointed if Robertson doesn't get a shout out. But equally, I kind of do want to see what he's made of, and I do think that we will see him over this run of games. Whether we'll get it in this game or not, I'm not 100% sure. Julie Joy says, Mignolet, Gomez, Matip, Lovren, Robertson, Chandler, Lallana, Milner, Mane, Firmino, Coutinho. It's a good side, that, isn't it? And here's the thing. With Adam Lallana getting a few minutes under his belt at Chelsea, that's why I expect him to come back into this side. I've missed Adam Lallana. Liverpool fans have missed Adam Lallana massively, because he, for me, is the guy in that centre of midfield who will win the ball back so often for us now. Not in the conventional manner, not like someone's running at him and he'll put a tackle in, but what Adam Lallana's brilliant at, and what we've kind of all forgotten, is he's great at chasing players, and it's like a little jump around them that he does, and then he just whips the ball away and starts that attack. I think we've massively missed him this season. I expect Liverpool's performances to really, really kick it up a notch when Adam Lallana comes back into this side. Jack Schwartzapfel. Sorry. Why not Karius? Right now, Mignolet is still the #1 goalkeeper of this football club, certainly for Premier League games. That is why not.
Who's captain?
Okay, Murphy, Joe O'Reilly. So who's getting the captain's armband here? Thinking Lallana or Chan, but it's not exactly ideal, giving it to Chan, who wants to leave. Mignolet, maybe. Confident boost to keep a clean sheet. I think Adam Lallana, I did this on the last Starting 11 show, you know, I looked around the squad and we spoke about it, and there was a few comments about it and stuff, and Adam Lallana, former captain of Southampton. Gini Wijnaldum was a former captain of, was it Salzburg that he used to play for, Wijnaldum? Or one of the sides. He was a captain back in the day as well. We've obviously seen Ragnar Klavan's been a captain. So for me, Adam Lallana's the guy, because he sets that tempo, he does lead by example, and, you know, he wins the ball back. And I do think that, like, yeah, maybe it is a bit of a problem at Liverpool that we don't have any clear-cut captains. And, you know, I think Adam Lallana is a captain. I think he can be a captain. I think he's grown into his role at Liverpool Football Club. He's grown into his role with England as well. He's one of the better players in this league. I think he could lead this side to success at the Britannia on Wednesday night. Paul's in a demon. Lallana will be our future captain. Well, there you go. Tana Lallana's a better captain than Henderson. Oh, it was Feyenoord. Thank you very much, LFC fans. Oh, was it PSV? You're wrong as well. Sorry. We're both wrong. I'm really sorry. Okay. Arnold's strong enough for Stoke, says Harry Stringer. Yeah, you know what, I think he is. I think we've seen in his performances this season, it doesn't really matter who's been playing right back, whether it's Trent, whether it is Joe Gomez. These guys have stood up and been counted and can really affect the game. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold plays it in a much more different way. Like, I've loved to see his progression with the understanding that him and Mo Salah have built up. You know, when Mo Salah's cutting in from this right-hand side here, and Trent's been willing to go round the outside, I think that's been brilliant. Equally, what we might see a little bit more of is if Mane's going outside, Trent goes inside and takes those shots on with his left boot. I expect him to play. I expect him to be brilliant, because, you know what, that's what he is. Liverpool should sign Mario Götze or Draxler, said Paul's in a demon again. The Götze one, I'm not seeing. God, the one, are we buying defenders this year? Amen. We've got to buy defenders this year, surely. Zaman. Hello, Zaman Magician. Hey Chris, hope you're well. Reckon Salah rested, but surely we have enough quality to beat Stoke without Salah in the team. Also Draxler or Aubameyang if you had to pick. Okay, I agree with you. I think Mo Salah is going to be rested as well. And if I had to pick, it would be Aubameyang, because goals, just all of the goals. I think he's class. Like, apparently I read somewhere this morning that he's instructed his agent to find him a club during the winter break in Germany, which would be great. If he could just go that one step further, if two, and instruct them to sell them to Liverpool. That would be even better for me. What do you think of Lallana's return, TK and Mustang? Well, I've just gone through it, haven't I? I really am excited to see Adam Lallana come back into this side. I think we've missed him massively. I think we've forgotten just how good he was because it's been a little while since he's played for us. So I'm buzzing to see Adam Lallana back, and I think we'll play our best football of the season when Lallana's back and fit and playing at the level that he was playing at last season. Who would you sign in January? Oh, sorry about that, says Jatin Tuteja. Definitely a centre-back. I'd probably sign a goalkeeper as well, if I'm honest with you. Aubameyang will be world class at Visak Subhash. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain might start, says Costa Cooper. Yeah, he might do, mightn't he? This is the thing, we've got a good squad now, and we're going to see, I think, 3 players rotated for most games coming through this stretch up until probably New Year's now. It's about picking and choosing those games. Now, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's really stepped it up over the last few weeks. I'm excited to see him develop as a footballer for Liverpool and develop as part of this squad. What are the odds we're going to throw away a lead again, said Walker, you never walk alone. You'll have to check Ladbrokes for that. I haven't got them here right now. Mike Tyson must win all games now, then Arsenal on the 22nd. Yeah, we've got a tasty few games, haven't we? You know, these sort of 5 winnable games. I want to see Liverpool go back to just scoring 3 goals and not conceding goals. You know, we've had it a couple of times. It was lovely. Can we do a little bit more of that, please? Anyway, thank you so much for watching the Starting 11 Prediction Show. We'll be back, of course, with the Uncensored Match Build-Up Show. We'll be back after the game. We're all going to the game on Wednesday evening. Cannot wait for that. Back to the Britannia Stadium. Hopefully, Liverpool get a cheeky little 3-0 win. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll see you next time on the Redmen TV.